certain things come in style. I'm wearing a bomber jacket and my sister's like, I used to wear that as a teenager, what the fuck are you doing? No one's thought of a better idea. Do you know what I'm saying? I was in a barber shop and this guy was like boasting about doing smash and grabs. And I was like, oh, he's loud. He trusts everyone in this room. And I didn't see him again. I asked people where he was and then everyone's a bit fake. And I was like, oh man. Then I did more research and realized like, oh, they were doing £1 million heists in a minute and then we're getting paid £200. And I was like, whoa, what's that? I don't want to see that. I really want to see that film though.
I think we're at a time where it's just like, we were sort of working out as artists who we are, and we just wanted to collaborate together and go on a journey. We're trying to direct and write, and we was like, how can we sort of combine our skills together? And then this idea was at the core, and it was like, let's start this and like push that forward.
Paper Moon was a big through line, and that relationship in the middle of it, modelling that off Izzy and Benji, but doing our own spin on it. Beast of
Southern World as well, we spoke about community and the idea of like, you know, a self-sustaining community and people creating their own environments and augmenting their lives.
You have all these characters there from working class environments and look, they get all these skills and they speak differently and they dress and things. I kind of always felt offended when films do that. Because what are you saying? What are you saying about people that, like, the prejudices within the narrative? So that's why in this, we just owned it. The main character hates his community. I think what we was aspiring for is that showed that true British person who votes against their interest, who like aspires for more, but a lot of time when you aspire for more, you're saying you don't like where you're at. And what is that? Who is that person? What arc is that person? How does that person love where they're from? And essentially love who they are, which is kind of like a Wizard of Oz thing or like a Ladybird thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like that arc, that narrative is what I wanted to see in characters that are from working class environments.
In terms of shooting, it's probably the funeral scene. Everyone was adding to that scene. I remember like the song idea came from Kane's mum, and then we tried to recreate a real funeral, and it's actually just, we're in Holloway prison, it's actually just really moving being there, and like having like this whole choir singing this song. It just felt sort of like real and connected at that.
Yeah, I think Lord Kitchener's scenes were really fun. Uncle doesn't know how to act like that. It's his first job, you know what I mean? But he does, you know what I mean? And so it's like, but if you said the word action, it would, he froze a bit. So it's just about giving him space and giving him environment to just let him come out. And
you're letting him go. You know what I mean? Like with Ian, we're just like playing music and sort of like trying to find Kitchen's character, like, or working on Kitchen's character live in the room.
We found things that you would never find if you asked for it. That was really exciting to see it come to life. A lot of that when we just let him go is in the film. I love the roller disco scene.
Roller discos, though.
We actually just had a rave. Like, we had a DJ, we just had a rave. A lot of the shots that are in it were just people, us raving. It's a peak of the film as well, when it's like the one that articulates most of the community that we're watching.
You was on the mic as well.
I did get on the mic.
You done his turn as MC.
I did on the mic. The first AD was trying to chase me down to get the mic off me, yes. For me, the goal was for this film to be fresh and familiar and to be grounded in real, and people, oh, I don't know that, I remember that. Say if you got like Caledonian Road, you're looking down that road, and then there was like Johnson's and Sons Butchers, right? 1940 it was that, and in 1995, that's Iceland's. It's still serving the same purpose, but it's like the aesthetic is a reflection of the time. It's like a little wallpaper, like a little paint. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's rooted in something real, like people need food in this community. So there's like a tool shop, like from back in the day, like it would be like in the 40s, it'd be like a tool shop, and now it like sells phone chargers. And so you just take that principle in other areas of life. For me, it was like, it's a way to connect. There's stuff that we do that were ideas from the 20s that we just keep doing. And someone that is looking at 2023 and 2024, look at like from the 20s, they're going, wow, they still do that. Certain things come in style. I'm wearing a bomber jacket and my sister's like, I used to wear that as a teenager, what the fuck are you doing? No one's thought of a better idea. Do you know what I'm saying? Things come back, and it's the cyclical nature of the world that we're in.
We cast traditional way, and I think Judas just shone out, and then we started to kind of audition him, and we played a lot around with improvisation because he was new to acting. With Kane, then we started to kind of do chemistry reads with them quite early on as well, to sort of see how they start to fit together. From the first day, on set. They already had a relationship. But for me, over the course of the film, they started to kind of build a language and they started to build a dialogue together, really. And they were learning from each other, I think. They were learning to kind of find themselves in the words. And like, we found, I guess, in the rushes too, you know, like there's so much connective tissue that they were bringing and finding lines within lines that we could then use and kind of like create and build on.
When I pitched the idea, I was like 22, 23. So I'd done schemes at 18, 19, so I hadn't written for a bit. So like, I always wanted to do it. It just takes a long time. There's difference to like writing characters that have already been built and building characters. There's different disciplines. It was just a great learning curve. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like I saw it as like film school. Do you know what I mean? It's like being really tough and honest with the piece and going, I don't like it. And why don't you like it? Do you know what I'm saying? And what can you do about it? But fundamentally, it was different. But like when we were making sketches online back in the day with my friends and stuff, it's the same thing. It's just like just making stuff with a group of people that like, and you're having a laugh and having something that you're proud of at the end of it. And that was how I saw it. And it's just whatever skill sets you have to learn on that journey. So I enjoyed it. I think it's kind of got me back to fall in love with storytelling again. So yeah. But we was having fun, man. Yeah. We was having fun.